Today, we're discussing a recent piece of legislation passed by Republicans in the new Congress. The bill aims to make it easier for big businesses and wealthy individuals to avoid audits by the Internal Revenue Service. This is a significant move that has sparked controversy and criticism from Democrats, including President Joe Biden. The bill repeals about $80 billion in new funding for the IRS that was part of last year's Inflation Reduction Act. This move by Republicans is seen as a continuation of their efforts to cut taxes for the rich and big businesses, which was also their priority when they last controlled the House in 2017. They passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which disproportionately cut taxes on high-income individuals and drastically lowered corporate tax rates. The Democrats, on the other hand, have been calling for more money for the IRS to enable it to keep pace with the complicated tax schemes devised by accountants working for large companies and rich people. They argue that the IRS needs the resources to audit sophisticated taxpayers like former President Donald Trump, who paid zero taxes for several years. Three main points to take away from this are: 1. Republicans passed a bill making it easier for big businesses and wealthy individuals to avoid audits by the IRS by repealing $80 billion in funding for the IRS. 2. This move is seen as a continuation of Republicans' efforts to cut taxes for the rich and big businesses. 3. Democrats have criticized the move, calling for more resources for the IRS to enable it to keep pace with the complicated tax schemes of big companies and wealthy individuals. Welcome to the world of corporate politics, where big money and special interests hold sway over our democracy. In America, politicians are elected to represent the people, but in reality, they often represent the interests of the wealthy and powerful. This is especially true of Republicans, who have long been the party of big business and Wall Street. These corporate politicians use their influence to push policies that benefit the wealthy at the expense of the rest of us. They cut taxes for the rich, while cutting services for the poor and middle class. They deregulate industries, leading to environmental disasters and economic inequality. But perhaps most troubling of all is the way these politicians are funded. The wealthy and powerful use their money to buy influence in the political process, drowning out the voices of ordinary citizens. In the past, Republicans have been the most vocal opponents of campaign finance reform, arguing that limiting the influence of money in politics would be a violation of free speech. But this is a smokescreen, a way to maintain the status quo and keep the wealthy in control. The truth is, money in politics is a cancer on our democracy. It allows the wealthy to buy politicians, who then push policies that benefit their donors, not the voters who put them in office. This is not how democracy is supposed to work. The people are supposed to be in charge, not the moneyed elite. That's why we need to take action. We need to push for campaign finance reform, so that politicians are accountable to the people, not to their donors. We need to fight against the influence of money in politics, so that our democracy can truly be of, by, and for the people. So don't be fooled by the lies and rhetoric of corporate politicians. Stand up for democracy, and fight to get money out of American politics. Because corruption in politics is a serious issue that can have far-reaching consequences. One tactic that corrupt politicians use is spreading misinformation and conspiracy theories to manipulate the public and further their own agendas. These politicians may use social media and other platforms to spread false information and create confusion among the public. This can make it difficult for people to distinguish between fact and fiction, and can lead to mistrust in government and other institutions. One example of how this might happen is through a corrupt politician spreading false information about their political opponents. They may spread rumors or lies about the opponent's actions or intentions in order to turn public opinion against them. Another way corrupt politicians use misinformation is by spreading conspiracy theories. These can be dangerous as they create fear and mistrust in the government and institutions. They can also lead to violence and mob mentality. It's important to remember that not all politicians are corrupt and not all information is false. It's crucial to fact-check information, especially information that seems too good or too bad to be true, and to always be skeptical of those who have something to gain by spreading misinformation. Only by being informed and vigilant citizens can we protect ourselves and our democracy from the corrosive effects of corruption and misinformation. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis.